Are you the host?
Yeah, I'll be the host.
Cool.
Why not?
You need to do it like professionally. Welcome to.
Shh. Charlie, I got this. Just give me a second. Well, hello, everybody! My name's no. Okay, I'm done with that. Nope. Alright, what's going on, everybody out there on the internet? My name's Novik, and today I'm joined by Charlie Murray with Kranitoko Games, Sam with SWTOR Central, and Chris with Locked on Target. How you guys doing today?
Doing well. How are you?
Do we all answer at the same time? Do we take it in turns?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, all at once. You
I
ready?
want your life stories now. All at once. What led you to this moment?
I don't want to bore everybody to death, so I'll leave mine out. You guys can continue though. I'm happy to listen.
Well, you know me. My name's Charlie.
Well, I actually started my channel to get all of the review copies of all the games.
Hello, my name is Charlie again.
I was just a little boy. And one day I was like...
Please don't start anything saying I was just a little boy.
Back when I was a boy.
Back when I was a boy. All right, sidetracked away. Or anyways, whatever. I just said something. Today we're gonna be talking about Star Wars: Knights of the Fallen Empire and our opinions on everything. So that's happening.
Star Wars.
Yes, it is.
Nothing but Star Wars.
I got this.
Should we
Nothing
make
but
sure with the
Star
chat
Wars.
that everything sounds good?
Yeah, sure.
Like,
Anything
I don't
sound
know,
good?
How do these streams work?
I don't know. I do them like almost every day, and I still have no idea.
Mayhem.
Yep.
If this wasn't mayhem, it wouldn't be fun.
See, someone gets it, Charlie. Trying to be professional all the time. He's like, but it's not professional. And I'm like, but this is more entertaining.
Kiva, how did we start this stream? Did this sound professional to you?
I know, but that's because we have other people to sidetrack us from that.
But do you remember the last time when we did this? Like, we did like the speculation of what KOTFE could be, and then we had all these people being all like, "Oh my god, these two! One sounds drunk, one sounds just like he doesn't know
That
what
was
he's talking
two
about."
people, and that was on Reddit. Reddit's just full of dicks.
Damn you, Reddit! You
Like-
hurt our feelings.
Like me and Sam. Because, yeah.
Yes. I guess.
I might have downvoted you, not knowing who you were, and I'm sorry.
Ah.
That's okay. At least you got me right being the drunk one.
I mean, it
Wait,
happens.
you downvoted who?
What?
Who did you downvote? You said you
Oh,
downvoted
no.
somebody?
I didn't downvote anyone, so I was just telling him I was downvoting him.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that joke went over really well. So, off to a good start.
My life
I
exactly.
didn't
Pick it
get
up.
it.
This is my life in a nutshell.
Yes. I'll pick
Oh,
it up when I
gosh.
listen to this.
Who's really gonna listen to this? Let's be real here.
Oh, we got
I'm not
Tally
even-
in the chat.
Oh, Tally. Hey, Tally, how's it going? I couldn't have
Tally?
said that any more creepy than I had. Actually, I
It
could.
doesn't matter. Telly link things that are creepy.
I can start out by saying I was a little boy.
Back when I was a boy.
I was a little boy. Hi,
there was-
Tally.
Oh my god. There are so many extensions of that sentence that it should not be said.
It all started out as me, as a little boy, crowning. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I'm not going over my birth.
You shouldn't.
Crowning?
Yeah, you don't know what crowning is?
No, I'm dumb.
It's when you're getting popped out of the vagina.
Okay.
I can't believe you actually told us.
I'm just gonna drink my purdies now.
Yeah, think about that while you're drinking your drink.
So, speaking of little boys and in crowning,
That is not how you start a sentence.
so about how when Thex and
Do they have video of that? Has Rule 34
Popping
gone
out
too
of
far?
Oh god,
This
I
is what
just thought to
happens when you
myself,
put
I
4
wonder if
random
there's
people
Rule
together in a
34
stream,
stuff.
guys.
Yep.
Oh my god, is that
Nothing
Rule
is going to
34?
plan. We are
Is that Rule
supposed to be
34
talking about
stuff
Knights of the
for-
Fallen
oh,
Empire
God.
right now.
Oh god. So let's get on to Knights
I
of the
want
Fallen
to stop
Empire,
talking about
shall we,
this.
people?
All right, so
Yeah,
the
what's
entire
our
point
mission?
of this was to talk about Knights of the Fallen Empire, but clearly we just don't give a damn.
Yeah, let's just change the title now. You know.
We ain't give no fucks.
So
Yeah,
how
that's
about
how it
that Call of
starts.
Duty, people.
Oh my
No brief
gosh.
explanation of crowning. There we go. Gather around, people.
Oh, that's my clickbait title. That's what's gonna get this taken off of YouTube. They're gonna be like, oh, that title triggered.
All right, okay. Let's change topics here.
All right. This is the weirdest stream ever.
You know,
I
there's
agree.
going off subject and then there's going like this.
Well, I'm not being funny, Kevin, but I'm pretty sure you were the one who was all like, we need to do the stream now, so it's your fault. It's your fault.
No, it's absolutely
Yeah.
my fault.
It's all
I agree.
It's all Kevin's fault.
Yeah. No, I
100%.
absolutely agree. Yep.
It's
Without
also
a doubt.
Chris's fault. I have no idea how it's Chris's
Yeah.
fault, but it is.
No, it's definitely my fault.
He's the reason
You
we're
blame
off
me.
topic. Like, it just happens.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So the original purpose of this stream / video was to focus on Knights of the Fallen Empire. And I just wanted to gather you all here today to ask about your opinions of this expansion. And we can go into detail. We can just be really cryptic as hell if we so choose. Your choice. But with whoever wants to start with that, let's get our opinions out there.
Not me.
Right, so everybody's obviously played through all the chapters, yes?
Yes.
And
Well, yes.
we should also probably note out that anybody watching the stream right now who has not played through all the 16 chapters, there's probably going to be a lot of spoilers, so
Yeah.
just pre-warning you there.
Or if
It's
you haven't
been
watched my
mentioned now, so if
videos
you
on,
listen-
youtube.com/techniquegames. Actually, I think it's under Novi Gaming.
Or youtube.com/Kranitoko games.
No, that one doesn't count.
It does. It does.
Or
It totally counts.
youtube.com/SWTOR Central, you know, just while we're at it.
That one's slightly more acceptable.
How dare you?
He's new, Charlie. We've been doing this for a year.
Yeah, I know. We were saying
Well,
this
I've
the other day,
been-
weren't we? It's scary that that we've been doing stuff like this for a whole year.
Really? And, no, I've been doing this for like 2 years, and yeah.
Oh no, we've been doing videos for about 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Just
That
me,
makes
ever
more
since the
sense
game
for
came
channel
out.
size.
me and
I was
Teddy
like,
Games
really?
have just sort of been doing this sort of stuff for a year with
No.
each other.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds wrong to say.
That
but,
makes
you know.
more sense. I was like, yeah.
Wrong
I
or
was
right,
like, how in
Charlie?
the world do you have that much channel growth? So,
Oh, I can
You haven't-
explain that.
You haven't plugged yours,
oh
Chris.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.com/Lockdown Target Show. I was saving my plug till the end.
Uh,
I actually
we
tell
can-
them what I
we can-
do.
Yeah, we can do that too. Yeah, I didn't even think that far ahead. I just wanted to talk. I'm lonely.
Yeah.
Lonely.
He's so selfish. Good
He
job.
is so lonely.
Right.
I had to come
so
up with a
everybody's
reason.
played through the chapters, yeah? So
Yeah.
has everyone played through as a light side character and a dark side character?
no.
I've not played Dark Side. I've only played through Light Side, but I read Reddit spoilers, so yeah. I'm
See,
fine
I
with
watch. If you guys know who X Latalis is,
Of course
Yes.
I know who Exaltalis is.
yeah, I've been watching his light side stuff because, I mean, dark side's the only way I've gone through it.
The way I play with my character is really just what I choose. It doesn't have to be. I mean, my character was originally just dark side in my before KOTFE, but now he's just sort of a he can be bad, he can be good. He's mostly bad, but he can be reasonable every now and then. So it's kind of it's more dark side stuff, but it's sort of a mix.
See, I
between the
called
two.
called my series mostly dark side. But the thing is like about 5 episodes in, I gave up on being dark side and just had a complete change of character.
But
I call it
Yeah,
completely
that's what the choices in KOTFE have done. They
Triggered.
really make you rethink things.
I just really wanted to get the Jedi companion because I'm a fan of the Chiss and I am greedy like that. So,
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a dark versus light event thing. Huh?
yeah.
The companions.
Ah, yes, of course. Are we going to be talking about the Dark versus Light event in this?
You Yeah, let's
Sure.
just
Say no.
let's just talk about everything Star Wars: The Old Republic at this point. Why not?
Sure,
mostly
why
coffee.
not? Right.
Yeah,
so
we'll focus on Knights of the Fallen Empire, but
Since everyone's obviously played through the chapters, what impactful choices has everybody made? Like, what things have you actually seen that's made a difference?
Well,
Pardon my
let's-
French, but fuck KOTFE.
Let's. This is not going on YouTube anymore now, Kevin.
I can bleep it out and edit and post.
You're not pardoned.
But
I'm
let's
sorry.
let's
Aw,
start with
damn it.
the. Let's start with the biggest choice, of course. What did everybody do in chapter 1 at the end? Did you kneel or not kneel in your first ever time playing through it?
Heck no, I did not kneel.
No, I didn't kneel.
Nope.
So
Did not.
I
No, I
was
didn't
like,
either.
Can't do it.
sorry. I was once your wrath, but not anymore.
So none of us kneeled. That's quite surprising.
I don't think I've made a character that's ever kneeled. And I've had like
think
every...
not yet.
I've
I
seen,
ran through
I've
the
seen what
cutscene.
happens when you do kneel.
Yeah, I've seen
and-
it. It's cool.
But that's really it. It is kind of cool. But
Nah, I
that's
didn't
it.
like it. I thought it was stupid.
Really?
I still don't know. I still
Yeah.
don't know how your choice impacts your choices in future. I really don't. I haven't seen that yet.
Well, then you haven't seen my
think-
videos.
The
Clearly not.
majority of the influencing Valkorion, or your actions will be remembered by Valkorion or whatever. I think those impactful things are going to happen in the next expansion, where it's going to be more focused on Valkorion.
I feel like that's such
But
a
I
cop
just-
out though, because they were
Yeah.
screaming to the heavens that hey, your choices actually matter in Knights of the Fallen Empire, and so far there's only been like one that actually changed anything, and that actually changed how
Yeah.
the expansion ended.
Yeah, and that was just the chapter 16 one with KOTFE stealing
Yep.
the gravestone, right?
Yep.
He didn't
Because-
do that with me. Ha 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 ha.
To be honest,
Pansy.
I actually think that's the only real thing that actually happened. I mean, obviously you can choose to kill Khalil or exile her, or the same with Arik Jorgen or whatever, but I don't feel like those are really impactful to the story. But with KOTFE, obviously it was.
The only thing it'd be
You dismiss
impactful
him
with
and he comes back and steals it.
the only time it'd be impactful is if you had a character that romanced them in the first place. And that's just like character growth. Like it doesn't impact the story in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't think I've actually played on a character that's met any of their companions again yet. So, usually I play Warrior.
Yeah. How many?
I do
back for
Warrior and
now?
Knight.
Yeah.
Warrior and Knight.
For
Those are
Warrior,
the-
you've got Pierce back, you've got Vet back, you've got Broommark back. It's just Jason Malavite now.
Yeah, but
Wait.
only really Vet was important to the story. And even then, I don't really feel like it was too brilliant. I mean, I was playing through as a Jedi Consular, and you go get the Alliance alert for Kaizen Fest, or Kaizen, whatever you want to call him. And I don't know, just the talk that you have with him when you meet up with him again, it's not very satisfying.
Yeah, that's how I felt with a lot of the chapters. Well, not a lot of the chapters, like a third of the chapters. In
Yeah.
general.
I mean, like, you've obviously been gone for like 5 years or 5+ years or whatever, and
Yeah.
you'd expect them to be jumping all over you and kissing your feet and stuff like
yeah,
that.
you are the hero.
I mean, that's
Right.
kind of what that it really bothers me that they didn't continue any companion stories, especially with the companions that they brought back. They could have actually told you what they've got up to in 5 years. Just oh hi again. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore you for the rest of time. Yep.
Yeah, especially with ones like Brunmark and Birdar as well. I mean, Birdar did get a little bit of background because obviously he was with the Eternal Championship, which I guess is cool. But
Yeah.
it could have been. I don't really have the words for this. Somebody help me out here. You can step in anytime.
Oh, you got
On your
Nightbotted.
own.
Oh, crap. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Here, I'll go ahead and link you or link them to your channel. All right,
Oh,
sweet.
that's fine.
Oh, sorry, we were
Sorry about that, Sam. What were you
meta
saying?
streaming. Go ahead and do that again.
Hey.
Hey,
Hello.
I guess we're starting from the beginning.
I said
Sam
what I
wanted
wanted
to
to
say
say.
it again. I forgot. So,
Were you not listening?
well, I was, but I got nightbotted, and I'm like, what? And then it took me a while for a second. So, yeah, sorry.
And then I realized
I
what
was
was going
listening.
on, and then I just tuned out. So sorry,
Just,
please regale us with
That's Twitch
what you were
for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, just the whole point was companion backstory from companions that we got back. So companions like Birdar, Brunmark, as
Yeah.
Charlie was saying, and Kaizen and Zalek as well.
Oh
Were
yeah.
they really
Yeah.
satisfying for any of you guys? Because
No,
to be
they
honest, I think the
definitely
only
were.
one that was satisfying for me was Zillick. Definitely Zillick.
That one
But the
felt
others I wasn't really
satisfying
too
because
interested.
it was like he didn't have character to him to begin with.
Yeah, he got
So the whole fact that
like,
oh,
full
this bastard
conversations.
killed his dad and he wants revenge, like that was cool.
Yeah, I liked Blizz's reintroduction as an alert. I kind of wish she would have made it into
Oh, I
an
hate Liz.
actual. Oh, really? I really liked Liz. So
I have the same thing with Shriek. I just don't like the because you have to read their subtitles and like they don't speak basic. I don't like companions that don't speak basic just because it's like really annoying to listen to. Because if you look away for a second and like you just listen to it, it's just a bunch of like gibberish.
And I feel they've done that too much in KOTFE. I mean, I understand it saves them money, especially with the Alliance alerts, but, you know, come on, it's just... I don't want to be reading all the time.
Yeah, it
It
annoys
sounds
me
like, it
that.
sounds like a stupid thing to say, I know, you know, just, you know, read, Charlie, it really doesn't take much, but you got to understand, we're spoiled. We're spoiled for, you know, voice acting in this game, and once you get too much of it, you just expect it all the time.
Yeah, seriously, because this expansion, or not just this expansion, this entire game prides itself on pretty much almost everything.
Exactly.
Give or take. Shadow of Revan, cough cough, side quests unmemorable. Just all of them being voice acted, except for the ones that were trying to, copy World of Warcraft and do it that way. I lost my train of thought.
we are
Excellent.
professionals here. Definitely.
Well, I'm reading chat and it's just like, what?
Yeah. No,
We're
yeah,
professionals.
I'm used to it.
Ugh, that's what happens when you read chat.
Yeah, I actually use like droid companions typically because I just find the voice cues to be overly annoying if they speak basic, because there's like maybe 4 or 5 voice cues for each character when they're attacking, and that just drives me up a wall.
True.
To hear. Yeah, so like I have to use like a non-basic speaker because I can only hear the same lines of text over so many times in an hour. So
Do you know what that reminds me of? Have any of you guys played Terra online?
Yes.
No.
Pretty
So I had
much
to be that one
every
guy.
quest giver just says,
The
"You need my
same
help?"
thing.
and that's
Yeah.
it. But
And
it's
it's like-
excellent. If you just keep clicking them, it's, "You need my help? You need my help? You need
And a
my
lot
help?"
of them have the
Just
same voice.
continuously.
I said this in one of my videos, but what SWTOR really needs is, and it's kind of going to be copying WoW when you think about it.
Hood
When
toggle.
you keep,
SWTOR needs hood toggle. That is the
Hood
most
toggle where we
important
can
thing.
actually still
as I
type
was
things.
saying, thanks for interrupting me. No, well, I'd love Hood toggle as well. But when you're clicking on a character, like in WoW, if you click on them so many times, they just start going like, "Hey, stop that! Go away!"
It's like you're constantly poking someone, they just
annoying me.
ignore you. It's just like, oh, you're
Yeah.
still doing that? Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's essential to the game's growth, but
Yes,
I guess
it
it'd
is.
be pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah,
It is, Sam.
it would
It
definitely
is.
improve the quality of the game.
You know what they
Exactly.
should
Well, I
do
guess this isn't
to
why
drive
any of you
subscriber
guys work
sales?
for BioWare.
Just drive subscriber sales. What they should do is implement that, but only if you're a subscriber. Free to play has to
And
deal
you
with
have
it.
to have at least champion standing with the NPCs
Exactly.
of the game. So
And if,
Somehow I just had an image in my mind of my character just poking Lana with his finger, just being like,
I can imagine my
Poke.
character poking Lana too.
"Poke."
You need my help.
Disgusting, Kevin. I know what you're thinking there. It's disgusting. Just because Lana's love is life for you. doesn't mean you have to
Hashtag
bring
channel
sex
motto right
into
there.
it.
I wasn't talking about sex.
Yes, you were.
I mean, you
are we
talked
going
about
off subject
sex.
again?
Yes.
How did we get here?
He said
How did
Lana.
this happen?
Poking was the key.
Pokemon.
It's my fault. It's always my fault.
So
Yeah,
we
but
was
no.
talking about companion backstory, right?
Yeah.
I think we're going
Okay,
to that subject.
Okay.
So maybe moving on and just
Yeah.
talking a little bit about.
Shall I just go? Shall I just go? Yeah.
No, it's all good.
Bye,
all good.
Charlie.
Bye.
No, okay, so my biggest thing with Knights of the Fallen Empire, I thought that 10 out of the 16 chapters were phenomenal.
And which 10 of those? You need to name them off the bat right now. Go.
Yeah, without
The
looking
Hunt,
at
a
the,
Dream. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to. I wrote them down for a reason.
The first 9 before they started doing like every month, the first 9 chapters I feel was like apart from the Alliance, because the Alliance just was more like a okay, we're here on a Destin, but like the first 8 chapters, just because I think it was because you were playing it non-stop, just was really good. It was just phenomenal. And then of course when it came to doing it every month, there was just what. Prophet and Plunder was great. The Battle of Edessan. Some people say Visions in the Dark, but I kind of didn't see the excitement in that.
Visions of the Dark is the one where Valkorion leaves, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I thought that was
11 out
super
of the 16
disappointing,
then.
Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Please explain.
Because you're there with Satil and Mar, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And then you make this force item that, if it makes sense if you're force sensitive, but if you're playing through on like a smuggler or something, you get this like really crappy looking blaster, and then you don't even need it to fight Arkin, and it's like, well, what's the purpose of the chapter? And they don't actually teach you anything in the Visions. They just talk about like, oh yes, we have found this place, and yeah, we have enlightenment, and it's kind of a weird thing because they don't actually share any knowledge with you. They're just like, yeah, follow me, and here's a lightsaber / force weapon that really doesn't matter in the end.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
Yeah, it's more
the
just...
first half of the chapter with Valkorion was awesome.
Yeah.
Visions in the Dark is more just for Satil to be like, hey, yeah, you know me, yeah, I'm in exile, and Ma, yeah, he's definitely dead, but he's a force apparition now, and that's it. Yeah, we'll wait until KOTET before we reveal anything more.
See, the thing, okay, since I seem to be in the minority in this group, I liked it. Obviously, there were some things, like you mentioned, that were absolutely, like, just crap about the chapter.
Yeah.
Like, they needed to go further into that to make a more cohesive chapter. I loved the Valkorion stuff, and I loved the overall narrative they were trying to get with this chapter, or with that chapter specifically, because they were trying to say, hey, you mastered this side of the Force, because I've only gone through it with Force sensitives, because that's just my KOTFE belief. I refuse to go through KOTFE with non-Force sensitive characters. And they're like, hey, you mastered this side, but you need to go master this side as well and be beyond. So I liked that whole narrative thing altogether, I guess.
The point is that they were telling you that your current training or your past training is not good enough to beat Arkin or anyone sitting on the Eternal Throne, and that you need to transcend beyond your own teachings.
I just wish they actually went about teaching you the
very well.
Yeah. I guess I liked the concept of it more than I actually liked the chapter, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
definitely.
Yeah, no, it definitely...
I mean, the talk with Valkorion, though, like, my 2 favourite chapters, because I only have 2, to be fair, after thinking about it, is going to be A Dream of Empire and Visions in the Dark. But
you like the Dream of Empire?
In the Dark.
Dream of Empire was great.
Yeah, I love Dream of Empire.
Purely because of all the interaction that you get with Valkorion. And also probably the one on Asylum, the one where you fight Arkin on Asylum. When I played through that one as a light side character, I actually found a choice that I'd not seen before. One where you could submit to Arkin and you could call your friends and tell them to just stand down. And Valkorion would interfere and force Arkin to fight with you, the Outlander. He actually says that Arkin will not be able to defeat Valkorion unless he defeats the Outlander first, which I found very interesting.
And obviously Valkorion's not going to allow that. As, Battle of Edessan showed. Which, I mean, begs the question, because I know they're going to expand on this in KOTET, but where the hell was Valkorion? Did he actually leave, or was he just being one of those, like one of those parents that's like, oh, you're not ready to go to school, I'm gonna leave, but they really just went around the corner?
Well, he said that he has other matters to attend to, and that there would be no point explaining them.
And then he just comes back at the end of Battle of Edessan being like, you're ready.
Empire.
He obviously has a greater plan. Now, I was also dabbling with the thought that Valkorion may not be vitiate before now.
Yeah, I don't
And-
think.
Yeah, I saw your conspiracies on that.
To be honest, since I've done all that, I'm now leaning more towards him actually being vitiate. But there are still quite a few points which would really, strike against it, maybe prove that he's not vitiate. But there are just too many things that just sort of fight each other with this. It's really hard to, really just believe that he is vitiate. That he actually is vitiate.
I don't think he is, just because I think it was a split off like Revan, and that there's Vitiate and Valkorion, and they were once one entity, and maybe they've recombined now. But I believe like one was light side and one was dark side, and was like, you know what? Let's just have a contest since we're an internal entity. They would have to get pretty bored. So I'm going to rule one society through fear and power, and I'm going to you rule another society with complacency and basically like blessing, or my words are escaping me. But then which society will come out on top, and then that's the what we see is in Ziost is when basically Vitiate is preparing to go to war with pitting the Sith Empire versus the Zakulians, and of course we don't get to see that, but Zakul,
But then referring back to A Dream of Empire, because after obviously Vitiate did consume as much life as he possibly could on Ziost, pretty much decimated the entire planet. But in A Dream of Empire, Valkorion will tell you that Ziost was the eye-opener for him, and that after what he did on Ziost, he realized that he was beyond death's reach. So this would come into the point where, is it actually vitiate? Like, why would he say something like that? He must be vitiate. Yeah. But then again, there's just too many other points where he might not be vitiate too, which...
There's too many times he talks in the third person about if he was vitiate.
Yes. Now, I'm not going to go into this in detail because I wouldn't even be able to remember it all if I wanted to. But there was a really, really cool theory that I saw on Reddit. It was basically the Herald of Zildrog.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I honestly think that this entire thing is going to come down to something to do with the Herald of Zildrog. And this serpent deity, this Zildrog, is supposed to be like all powerful, and that there would be like a warrior who would defeat Zildrog and take its power, which is meant to be Valkorion. And then there is meant to be another 3 different entities, one of them being the Outlander and the other 2 being Ark and Valen. But I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'll have to find this on Reddit and post it to you guys so you can have like a read through it. It's a pretty far-fetched theory, but I think it's quite a plausible one. But I definitely do think that this entire thing is going to surmount to something with the Heralds of Zildrog. Definitely.
Yeah. Now, BioWare did say that this was going to be a 2-part story, and we've gotten Act 1. Now, the way I see this is I don't see this being 2 acts. I see this being 3 acts, but BioWare has said this is going to be 2 acts. This was the setup, if you will.
Yes.
And yeah, that's why none of our choices really matter, because in order for the choices to really matter, you don't necessarily make all of your choices matter and impact in the middle of a game. You try to save that for the 3rd act, or just like in Mass Effect, for instance, another BioWare game. Like, your choices don't really matter on planets, but as soon as you get to that last section of the game, in Mass Effect 2 in particularly, who lives and who dies depends on your choices throughout the story. So I think we're in more of that in Act 2.
So I was going to say, would you sort of more think that KOTFE is Mass Effect 1, or would you say it's like nearing the end of Mass Effect 2 in terms of your choices?
Well, you don't see the choices or the way they've been made until, the end of Mass Effect 2. So this is more like the first half of Mass Effect 2, where you're making where you've made choices in Mass Effect and you're still making the choices in Mass Effect 2. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think
we're
that's
still making the
exactly
choices.
what's gonna
Which
happen.
you bring up an excellent point. Except my only rebuttal to that would be that Star Wars: The Old Republic, in particular, has been BioWare's weakest title in terms of showing actual choices, having reflections on the outcome of the galaxy. But you have to have it that way specifically because it's an MMO. There's more than one person playing at the same time, so it makes sense.
Which is probably,
Yeah.
you know, the main reason why everybody's now playing the same person, the Outlander. Makes everything neat and tidy.
Gosh.
I think another important thing to talk about is going to be the little tease that we got of Knights of the Eternal Throne. So the picture that we got, 2 people in the picture, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
And, okay, so let's talk about who we think those people are.
Well, I know you.
Well,
think
Senya's
it's
obviously
Valen,
one of
don't
them.
you?
I don't
What
think
was
it's
that, sorry?
Senya. So
One of them is
You-
Senya.
What did you say, Charlie?
One of them is definitely Senya, but you, Sam, think that it's Valen, the other person, don't you?
No.
Or was it you? Was it you, Keith? I don't know. Who said it was Valen?
I don't
It's
know.
definitely not Valen.
It's definitely
It's
not
not
Valen.
Valen.
I think it's Koth.
Yeah,
I legitimately think it's Koth.
You think it's Carl?
because of the hand
What?
wave at the end, where he's just like, yeah, and he waves his hand over the council, and he has all these weird things that go on, like he's suddenly an expert to like repair an ancient device. Yeah, like I can see that.
I mean, I will say there is something that Koth isn't letting on. We just don't know what it is yet.
Okay, but there's
Yeah.
also the whole
Plot
thing.
twist.
Senya and Koth
Koth is
have
Valkyrie.
always been at odds. Always.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me since the dark side path, he does just straight up betray you. For the light side path, he decides maybe like chapter 1 or whatever of KOTET, he decides to betray you there instead. I wouldn't put it past him because, you know, Koth is one shady motherfucker.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you play the light side or the dark side. Either way, he was there and he had the opportunity to take the gravestone in either storyline. So
Yeah,
I don't know
but
if he
he's-
was going to betray somebody, depending on their affliction or whatever. Then he could have just done it there and then. He was there and set up for
True.
it more easily in the light side story.
I think he's still going to turn out to be a villain because he's the only companion that everyone dislikes him. Because no matter what choice you do, if you go light, he still hates you. If you go dark, he still hates you. So I honestly think that BioWare is setting him up to be Scorpio, but because of who wrote the actual storyline and how Scorpio was so integrated, because they got the same writer that wrote the Agent storyline,
Yep.
that they just decided to go with Scorpio in the end. But I think they were setting it up where Koth was going to be the betrayer eventually.
And like I said, I still think he has the potential to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
there's
that is a very good theory.
there's always that
guess.
point because he and Senya are always at odds. Depending on your choices, that could be one of the big things. They could have just showed this is what happens because you chose the dark side. That could just be the dark side version of that picture, you know.
Yeah.
That's probably
He's
far
not force
fetched.
sensitive though, at least that we know of.
I mean,
And that's
I would say he's maybe holding that back because of his sudden actions of the ancient knowledge, and he didn't really mess with anything. He touched a button and suddenly everything was fixed.
yes. Yeah, that was the weird part, but that can come from budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But honestly, that was very strange. If you played through Lightside and you just watched him walk over to the council, nonchalantly press one button and Scorpio's kicked out. Like that's just strange. So
I don't know. I just think it could be my bias against Koth. I want him to be
Yeah.
more of an enemy than he actually already is, more of a threat or whatever. Because, you know, I hate Koth. Everybody does.
yeah, yeah. Well,
but
they write him that way, so
Yeah.
you would hate him.
yeah. But
I mean,
I
it's-
mean,
it
there's
can't-
something
can't-
shady going on with him.
Kind of going on to your point where you're saying that it kind of seems strange that he just pressed the button and kicked Scorpio out. I mean, he took the gravestone. I mean, why does he want the gravestone so badly? I mean,
Well, because
obviously not
he
my story, 'cause
specifically-
he didn't take it in my story because you know
He specifically-
kind of likes you still.
He specifically says, "Hey, you're not fit to save Zakul. So he thinks he is. And then he takes
He's
the
going to be
gravestone.
using it to strike
Okay,
against.
so I've never played this. That's why I didn't know.
Yeah.
Also, if you didn't know, you actually get some in-game mail from Torian, I believe, if KOTFE steals the gravestone from you, saying that KOTFE was spotted in the gravestone orbiting Balmora, taking out Star Fortresses.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, other than me thinking it's KOTFE, who do you guys think it could be?
Right. I have two theories. Okay, one of them's really like out there and probably not going to happen. The other one, I guess, is kind of realistic.
Kefis. Joking.
I'll go with the out there one first, and I'll just do it quickly. So I talked about this in my speculation video. I thought that they may possibly be teasing a possible two new classes. One being as a cool knight, the other one being as a scion. And I won't go into more depth with that because I've already done that. But basically, that was just what I thought they might have been doing. I should also probably point out that I really do not believe that is Senya in the picture. Simply because, one, now more than ever, because she's actually left with Arkan, and I doubt she's going to be coming back anytime soon. And two, also because the woman in the picture is actually really young. She doesn't have any grey hair at all. She actually looks quite young. And because she is a woman and obviously part of the Cool Knights, she's going to look and dress the same as what Senya would. So you could be fooled into thinking it's Senya. I do not believe it to be Senya, not even one bit. However, on the other hand, the dude, so this is my theory. The whole time we've been told that we have to transcend beyond light and dark to defeat Arkan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming that it's going to be the same way to defeat Valkorion.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's obviously all powerful and he's really transcended somewhere up there. Now, in the Star Wars universe, at this time anyways, at Star Wars Old Republic, there is only one other person, apart from the Outlander, who has actually done that. Do you know who that is?
Revan.
Revan. And
Yeah,
in Shadow of Revan, when you defeat Revan at the end, he actually tells you that he will come back to help you defeat this shit. So
Yeah.
I believe that it could possibly be Revan.
Hey, that would be an excuse for another Revanite set. So in the GTN. So
Yeah, seriously.
So yeah, at the moment I'm torn between two new classes, which I highly doubt is going to happen, or Revan. Revan's the only solid one that I've got.
Looking at the picture right now, and I'm looking at previous pictures of Senya. This knight is currently too far away for any real, I feel, detail to be shown there, whether they be gray or not. But that's no excuse. They also don't have much gray on Senya's hair in the other pictures, I believe.
No, but if she was to actually summon her in game or something, she has noticeable gray hair.
what if they do something crazy? Like, this is the first chapter, and what it is, it's a flashback chapter, and this is where Valkorion and Senya meet.
That'd be interesting, but I don't think Valkorion would ever wear anything like that. Ever.
And not only that, but Valkorion was the creator of the Zukulan Empire, so Senya wouldn't be wearing that armor.
He inherited it. They specifically say that the Eternal Throne or the Eternal Fleet was there before Valkorion started leading.
Yeah, and then he took over
the Eternal Fleet. Yes, of course.
See, so going to what you were saying about how that doesn't look like Senya, I mean, that's Saber staff as well. Senya just has a regular lightsaber. I mean, yeah, sure, she could probably change a lightsaber in time, but, you know, you got to have a good reason to actually change your lightsaber in terms of story. So,
Or unless it's an all-powerful weapon that can destroy Arkan, then obviously
that
you need to
you just
change
don't
it.
need by the end anyway.
That or you just go to the GTN. Maybe she just took a trip to the GTN.
No, maybe she got in a Cartel Market Pack.
You know, I'm actually
Just like,
hoping
sweet, having this.
that Sam's far-fetched idea comes to fruition. I've been really wanting specifically a class that wields the saber pikes.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a shield, goddammit, because why not?
That shield was
Right?
OP,
That's
okay?
awesome.
That was way too OP. No shields.
And I mean, just sort of going back to you thinking that it's Revan as well. I mean, the whole of Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, and Star Wars: The Old Republic, in theory, it is all about Revan anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the whole point of KOTFE. Not KOTFE. I've got KOTOR and KOTOR 2. And even Star Wars: The Old Republic. Every single thing mentions Revan. So I kind of feel like, well, you're gonna incorporate your biggest character into what you're pretty much calling the biggest expansions coming up. So I could probably see it being him.
And not only that, but Revan has been killed many times and obviously come back many times.
Okay, but does
I think
Revan
that
have...
Revan is somehow bound in the Force, that he will not be at peace until he has defeated Vitiate, because it was Vitiate that destroyed his life.
True. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it can be Koth. Because
No, it's.
it can't... I would love nothing more than for it to be Koth. It can't be specifically because Koth doesn't have those tattoos on his hands.
Yeah, I mean, are they tattoos
But
or do they more like sort of?
Does Revan
I wouldn't say.
either?
I wouldn't say scars. They're more like I don't know.
Well,
They don't
the
look like
armor-
tattoos.
The armor doesn't really say Revanite either. So I was trying to figure out what culture this does represent in game, and this is like I don't see any similar designs of any culture.
The
run
closest
across.
thing I could ever attribute this to is a set I have. Crap, what is it? I put it on my Jedi consular, but it's it looks like leather armor. It looks like samurai armor almost. And that's just by the
Okay.
little piece hanging off the back.
Yeah,
That I would
with
attribute
the,
that to.
Yeah.
But it, for whatever reason, the little cloak thing looks more greenish to me, and that's probably why I want it to be Koth so bad. It looks like Koth's
Yeah.
color scheme, brown and greenish. You know what I mean? And then there's a little bit of red in there too. And that's probably why I'm hoping for it so much. Other than the fact that I hate him, and I'm just gonna keep saying that because I'm not gonna let that die easy. But I don't know. Just
Is everybody
altogether,
looking at the picture now?
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Right. I want everybody to look at the down ship behind the suspected Senya.
Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
see any form of silhouette on the ship?
Hold on, let me pull it back up.
I don't see it myself, but I do agree with Zach Ember, who's another fellow YouTuber who did a speculation video, that this is a piece of the Eternal Throne itself, like just that ship. So, and it makes sense. Like
That definitely looks like a piece of the the gravestone or whatever.
Well, but Sam, what do you mean by silhouette?
Where are you saying that?
Hang on, let me pull up the picture. I have it somewhere.
I can kind of see. Oh, I see what you're looking at.
I see a face.
Yeah. That's what you're looking at, the face.
Maybe
Oh,
peek,
it kind of looks like C2N2 for some reason.
the one like peeking over the rocks, or
No, if you see next to the sort of crack where the fire's crackling, look to the left of that, and it looks like a little face.
oh, okay. See, I'm seeing
there is
It's like a
I'm
smiling
seeing a rock
face.
formation that looks like a face.
Although I am seeing like a silhouette in the rocks as well. Strangely enough.
Right.
I think we're
I
looking
did
too
put
hard at
this
this
up on
picture.
Twitter before now.
Yeah.
It's clearly there though. Like that's the point. When I looked at this, because I zoomed into it and everything, and I even had to put an effect on there just to get a clearer look. It's Arkin's face. There's a silhouette of Arkin's face on that ship.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
What?
It's right there. You can see. Let me find this picture and
What?
I'll get it up for you.
I'm actually tempted to just go into Photoshop right now and just sort of look. But I just.
And I mean, Telly and chat could be right too. It could just
Here we
be
go.
the Outlander, and they're just hyping that you're Senya or someone's turned on you, or you're fighting another entity or whatever, another person to fight. Which I mean, I could believe that too. I just really
Yeah.
want it to be, I guess, 3 factions going against each other for the sake of the Eternal Throne.
Yeah, and that makes sense because I think what they're going to try to do, especially with their wording, hopefully, will be choose your path to the Eternal Throne. Is which which faction do you throw the alliance behind? So
Do you know? And I don't mean to interrupt you. I just sort of thought who this person could be, and I'm thinking maybe that probably. Let's say that is Senya in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The person in front could be Thexan.
Thexan died.
that's-
No, he's dead. He died on screen.
They brought back Maul.
Yes,
they can
but they
bring
can be brought
Vexen.
back. We know this, Kevin. People can be brought back.
But no, because
I mean,
Maul
why
got
did
cut in
they build all
half,
that hype?
but
Why did they build
but
up
he
all that hype
fell.
between
You didn't
twins?
see him die. Like you thought he died because he fell, but you didn't see him die. You see Thexan die. But I just see what you're.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like why build this massive trailer, sort of showing the relationship between the twins, and then kind of do nothing about it
Yeah,
in the
they
actual
just
main
forget
story.
about it.
There's,
Police
there's
mentioned
I mean,
one
they
dialogue.
mentioned Thexan. I think what 3-4 times, and that's just like a mere brush over. Oh, your brother, and that's it.
Yeah.
You
Right,
know,
okay.
why build this massive story in a pretty expensive trailer if you're not going to do anything with it in the future? So I'm thinking that could be Thexan, and that is definitely Senya, and you know.
But why would
Thexan's gone
Thexan
bad or
fight
something.
Senya?
Yeah,
He's gone
Thexan
bad or
has
something.
no reason to do that.
Thexan was the good
Thexan
child.
was the it wasn't necessarily the good child. He was just the smarter
sensible.
one, I guess.
The sensible
Yeah,
one.
sensible. He was headstrong. He wasn't stupid like Arkan. Because that's all Arkham was. He was just a stupid kid who didn't know what he was
on. Oh my gosh,
wait, look,
it makes
looking-
sense now. Never mind, it's Thexan confirmed. Headstrong confirms it.
doing.
Looking at that picture now, I'm sort of thinking yes, maybe it is, because you can sort of see like half of his face is like his armor, his weird mask, and the other half is just normal. So maybe, but what would be the point in putting his face on the ship in the smoke? What would be the point?
I think because they released this before Chapter 16, I think that was just like a little Easter egg of Arkan being defeated.
Yeah, that could. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, if we're looking at this for the sake of Easter eggs, then we can't like say this. There's no way this isn't an Easter egg. Like, or well, you know what I mean? Like meant specifically just for the purpose of Easter egging. That's a thing now. But I don't know. I'm just like I'm perplexed. I want this to be two different people. I kind of like the idea of Thexan being back, although we see him specifically die.
But then
You know what I
again,
mean?
people die and come back all the time,
In comic books.
and in SWTOR.
Yeah.
Like who?
Revan,
Revan doesn't
Vicious.
count.
Vicious.
Well, we don't know that, now do we?
Give it a few chapters and Algus will be back.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to
So-
that when we made our like KOTFE
Oh, Kephis. Yes, Kephis.
Who the frick is Kephis?
You don't do rating.
What? How do you not know who Kefis is?
I actually have done half of an operation and then we wiped and then gave up.
Kephis is like somebody who's come back about 10,000 times.
All in reds.
Raids don't count. Raids are not canon. Unless it's WoW, and then it's all canon.
So then
But-
the Temple of Sacrifice was a lie? Revan wasn't defeated?
Yeah, but I mean, was there cake there?
Of course I was.
There was
You're
no
missing out on a
cake
great
there.
party.
The cake was not there, so the cake is not a lie, which means that the operation is. Because the cake wasn't there.
I'm confused.
I'm not sure what's happening right now.
Nor do I.
You've never heard the cake is a lie?
I mean, I've heard of it. It's just what
I've
you said.
I've
Definitely
never
heard of it.
heard it used as a proof, like what's canon, what's not.
Welcome to Technique Games, where cake proves everything.
Well, this picture, I was wrong about the ship. That's a giant piece of cake.
See?
Right behind him.
See? He gets it.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I kind of see that too. You know,
Now that I'm hungry. Oh,
the
gosh.
cake was never a lie.
The cake is never a lie, alright?
I believed in the cake before it was.
Oh my
cool.
gosh, that's what it is. It's icing on his hands. It's not the force.
Yep.
Yes.
It's just
Blue
blue
icing.
neon icing.
No, it's
That's
glow
all
in the
it
dark
really is.
icing.
And that's not a saber staff. That's just what they used to cut cake in Star Wars universe.
It's just a really long knife.
And it's Thexan's
It's got-
birthday, and they're fighting over who's going to cut the cake. So
And then, of course,
And obviously, Senya cut it.
if that fails, they can obviously use what is that? Was that like a sort of sword next to the trooper as well? Is that like a sword kind of gun, or is it just the gun itself? I don't know.
I think
That's
it's
a
a
gun.
gun with like a
It's
Sword
definitely a
bit on
gun.
it.
yeah, with something attached to it.
What it really is it's a cake dispenser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
That
one of those
is-
potato guns.
That trooper is made of cake.
No, that's a
They're
lie.
fighting over the trooper cake.
He was the ornament. It was like one of those
Made out of
wedding
sugar.
cakes where you have like the. He was the
What
ornament.
are we doing? What are we doing?
We're proving that the cake isn't a lie.
Wait,
We just need to send that to Musco, and then we can be like, hey, this is
Musco.
Musco,
Who's Muska?
Musco.
Musco's twin. His
Oh, you mean
Who was
Arthur?
killed?
Muska.
his
Texan.
Who was killed
exactly
before.
He was twice removed by lightsaber to the gut.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Of course
So
he was.
You got Musco, and then you got Musco.
So that's the third theory.
Musco.
If I'm saying it could be Thexan. It could also be Musco.
It is Musco.
Could you
It's Musco.
imagine?
Musco confirmed. He just comes up in like chapter 3. Surprise! I'm in the game too.
Oh, this is taking a
Oh,
turn,
jeez.
an unexpected
All right,
turn.
so back to our original discussion way back in the day about the chapter list. So I have a theory about that. The reason why chapters 1 through 9 were so fantastic, and then after it kind of 10 was okay, but after that 11, like Anarchy and Paradise down all the way to the Gemini's Deception, seemed kind of weird if you played on them in different roles. Like if I was playing Counselor, why the heck would I care about Profit and Plunder? If I'm playing Smuggler or Imperial Agent, why the heck would I care about Visions in the Dark and whatever? I think what they were trying to do was give each class their own chapter again.
Yeah.
And then they got to like the fifth one, then they're like, oops, we got to ship content. We're just going to splice them all together. And that's how Darth Maul became a Force Ghost, because that didn't make any sense to me. Because he wasn't malcontent like most Sith. He was just kind of chill.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he really looked like a Sith that enjoyed Netflix.
yeah.
But bad jokes aside, no, those chapters where they brought in the companions, despite having nostalgia and Vet being in my top 3 companions, those chapters were shit.
Yeah.
Those were just bad. They were not good chapters.
No.
And that was my
I
biggest
think
problem.
after playing through all of them in the past 24 hours, I can confirm that there are way too many Sky Troopers in all of the chapters.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
Way
Yeah.
too many Sky Troopers.
See, the thing that annoyed me is that they tried, they confused hordes of enemies that just randomly spawn and like you're forced to encounter them with length,
Yeah.
with chapter length.
Yeah. I mean, I liked
get it.
it when we actually got new sort of gameplay mechanics, like with chapter 15 and chapter 16, like new gameplay mechanics, avoiding the mobs, avoiding the holes in the floor and things like that. I think that was cool, but all the chapters beforehand with just the mass amounts of enemies to kill was just, oh my god.
And like you
Just-
can say the
just
same
no.
thing about, oh, hey, what about levels 1 through 50 and then all the other expansions? But
Well, you see, because that
You could
actually
stealth
has a
through
purpose,
those.
you're leveling to 50.
you could stealth
Yes,
through
you could
those.
stealth through this.
You
See,
can't
now
stealth through
that's-
KOTFE.
That's the problem though. But that's probably why chapter 15 and 16 were pretty much great compared to the rest of the chapters. BioWare have always said that they're working on things far in advance. So while we played all the first 9 chapters, and there we are sort of commenting about what's gone on in chapters 1 to 9 and our criticisms. They're already working on probably like chapter 12, 13. So they're looking at all this feedback and they're implementing it in those chapters, but they're not caring about the chapters they've already got, prepared.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, It's no excuse to make.
Sure, they could go back. They could go back and amend things, but it's it's BioWare.
I mean, we've already got our videos out. I've already complained.
I complained a
it's
lot.
Yeah. There were a lot of things I complained about with Knights of the Fallen Empire. I did like the overall story. I did have a lot of complaints. My biggest complaint being KOTFE is a little priss, and I hated that you were forced into encounters.
You didn't you say that I might be mistaken with somebody else. You didn't like all the companions that were coming back.
Sorry, correction. I had 3 complaints. Major 3 complaints. So many
companions that were just coming back for some reason.
I didn't mind it in the Alliance missions. I think it made sense there.
That was fine.
However, when you take 5 of the chapters, which really, if you take out the companion bits and, hey, nostalgia, you remember me from maybe 5 seconds ago when you were just leveling up your character to get to this point anyways? There was really nothing else in those chapters other than the Mandalorian one, Mandalorian's Revenge. That one had a little bit more of a story to it.
Yeah. I don't think I actually saw any new achievements for Sky Troopers either. Like, kill 10,000 Sky Troopers, because
they know
you time ago.
They know you did that. They know you did. They're like, we don't even need to put an achievement in there. Anyways. It's like, if you're going to be forced to do it, why would you put an achievement in there?
Well, they're not going to put an achievement in there because they know you're going to do it within the first 4 chapters anyway.
Exactly. Exactly. We should really just rename Knights of the Fallen Empire, and it should be Knights of the Endless Sky Troopers. Yeah. It should be
That's how I feel about Terrace.
KOTFE.
Is just
Sky Troopers of the Fallen Empire.
Everywhere.
That's good. Okay, so obviously there's a lot of things that we could all complain about with the chapters, but taking away all the bad and all the things that you didn't like, what did you all enjoy? What did you enjoy the most, and what did you all like the most?
So I'm gonna leave that to you guys to answer first, because
I'll answer if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
Go for it.
All right, then I'd say the Eternal or the oh gosh, I've forgotten the name. Go figure. The Coliseum, Eternal Championship.
Yeah.
Was my favorite because it felt meaningful, and it gave me a place where I didn't feel challenged going through the chapters at all until I got to that point. And then I genuinely think that the best part about Knights of the Fallen Empire is just going through that solo experience or in a group, but honestly, I like it better solo. So, yeah.
So you enjoyed the solo aspect of the chapters?
Yeah, well, I enjoyed the solo aspect of those fights because they actually felt meaningful, and there's actual mechanics other than DPS race.
Oh, so you're still talking about the Eternal Championship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and the only other, I really like Chapter 16, Teens Fights. I didn't like necessarily the story around it, but I liked that the bosses and the sub-bosses all had unique mechanics that made it actually feel interesting and not like 15 waves of 3 Sky Troopers over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially all the new abilities and animations that you see. I think those are really cool.
Yeah.
I always like seeing new animations.
I'm going to have to say, I definitely think the fight with Arkan in Battle of Destiny is probably one of the best solo fights you'll encounter in all of KOTFE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just because of all the mechanics that you have with it, with using the shield to try and block his was it lightning thing? I think it's lightning.
The force apparitions. He summons force apparitions and they attack you and you can deflect it.
Let it be known,
also
BioWare,
force lightning, yes,
that every time they add more mechanics, we all just love it. New mechanics are literally what sold chapters for me.
Yeah.
Because I did like the story of Battle of Odessen. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is the best chapter ever. But I was like, I like that I finally get to fight Arkan after, like, what was it, 3-4 chapters of him being, oh, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. It was like
is everybody's best chapter? If you had to pick one chapter out of all 16.
Chapter 16.
Chapter
16.
16 for me.
16.
Yep, chapter 16.
That one had the
Yeah.
most weight to it. It had the most consequences realized. And altogether, I feel it set up the next one pretty well.
Yes, but I'm still incredibly annoyed about not getting to kill Arkan.
Yeah,
Incredibly annoyed.
yeah, I am too. However, my reasoning behind, because when I went through it the first time, I was like, hey, let's let Senya redeem her son. She's been with us this long. She hasn't betrayed us. She's earned her right to at least
Yeah,
try
that's
and
true.
fail. I went into a different character, tried to kill him, and they got away anyways. And then I was like, well, what the hell is this?
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be a disconnect for me if I'd played through it that way and actually tried to kill him. But I made the choice because I played through on my Jedi Counselor, which is my main, and because I liked Senya as a character, and my Counselor agreed with a lot of her stuff, the choices just playing through, I chose to trust Senya, who I viewed as my second in command at that point.
You Senyor's your second in command.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
'cause
Lana all the
Senya-
way.
Senya
God
is the
bless
only one
your
that actually
father,
has
so.
experience there in like running command or anything. So yeah, I actually think out of all the characters I could trust, I could to go off and do their own thing, and I would trust Senya to do it, and that's why I made the choice to allow her to try to redeem him.
Wow. That's a lot of trust being placed in somebody
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
I mean, you make a good point. And I could say the same thing with Lana. I do
Yeah,
trust
definitely.
her, except when Theron's around, because shit's just not getting done when those two are like together.
I just don't. I just think there's more which she's not letting on as well. I mean, 5 years. I feel like there's a lot that she did in the 5 years that she's probably not said.
Well,
Don't know what
think-
though.
Yeah,
But...
those are just old war stories. Like, do you want to hear war stories or do you want to deal with the problem?
No, but there's always I don't know. There's just something about Lana which I just don't trust. I really can't explain it, but there's just something. It's just something. I mean,
I don't know, I think
do you
Lana's-
remember a long time ago, Kevin, when I said to you that I thought
you thought
something had
Lana was
related to Vicious
Valen and yeah.
in some way?
Yeah.
To Valkorian and all that. You know, I kind of think that could still be plausible.
I can see where you're
in
coming
some
from.
weird way.
But I don't subscribe to that.
No.
As in, I don't agree. Like, I can
that's
see where
a
you're coming from.
pretty out there theory. Why would you believe that, though? Why would you think that Lana could be somehow related to Valkorian?
I don't know. It's well, I mean, the first instance is the yellow eyes. That's the first instance. You know, all of them have yellow eyes. It might be just be a dark side thing, but you know, it's
It is a dark side thing. That is like stage 1 of dark side. You literally
Fine.
get lights or
But-
yellow eyes.
I mean, what do you know about Lana's past?
Well, I guess that's like a need to
I know
type
all I
thing,
need to
right?
know. I know all
Does
I
she
need to
have
know
any
about
books
Lana.
about her? Because I know Theron
No.
does, and I haven't read them.
Actually, that's a good question. Does she?
I mean, Lana has been part
Probably
of
not.
has kind of been part of the Vicious storyline since
No, she
the
doesn't.
start. So
The only reason, because I know you were like, you had some weird, her connection with the Force is too strong thing or whatever, Charlie, when we first discussed this. The only, and it was something about her senses or whatever. You gotta remember
Yeah,
that,
she has an incredible sense power, does Lana.
but you gotta remember that the only reason she can sense the events going on is because she was directly tied to it, to its original start anyways, in Shadow of Revan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not only that, but Lana was caught up on all of that accidentally. She didn't actually rise into power until near to the end of Shadow of Revan expansion.
Yeah.
where she
So-
was then appointed as the head of Sith intelligence.
So overall, since we are talking about companions, and we have talked a lot about companions, who's your guys' favorite companion? It can be alliance companion, so someone you never knew.
Jacer.
That...
Nika.
Jacer. Bring back Jacer. God damn it.
See, now I've had a theory about Jason, how they would bring it back. I really think they're just going to bring it back as neutral. So no matter if you did dark side or light side with Jason, they're just going to be like, we can't be bothered to deal with whatever you chose. We're just going to go neutral. Because think if you weren't a warrior, what would they do for, that?
Well, maybe
They would literally have to make 3 separate dialogues. They have to make a dark side one, a light side one, and a neutral one. A neutral one for the Southern other classes that have nothing to do with Jacer, and then dark side or light side depending on what your warrior chose.
or maybe the alert or whatever that we get to go get Jacer back. Maybe there'll just be an option before we actually get to speak to her, and then maybe there'll be a dialogue with somebody, and then that will trigger the dark, light, or neutral.
Wait,
Or-
I've just had a thought. I just had another thought. Sorry to interrupt you there, but maybe they'll do it again
for it.
with the whole dark versus light event. Depending on what wins, will depend on what way they bring Jacer back.
Well, what would we do with Kim Val?
He's already been
So-
replaced.
Well, yes.
I mean, they
but-
say he hasn't. Oh, this isn't a chem replacement, but it's totally a chem replacement.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
I think there's a
No,
bug
I
with that
agree.
as well.
And well, I'm just saying, like Risha is the same way, or Risha. I don't know, but
She,
Yeah, Risha.
yeah, it's Risha.
Smuggler companion.
yeah,
I like it.
She's
Yeah,
in my top 5.
People definitely say that she and Vet should have come back for Profit and Plunder, not Vet and Gold. But
Yeah, no, I
Eh,
agree.
I really
Yeah.
like Galt. What's
I
people's
like Gold
problem
as well,
with Galt?
but it should have been Risha.
I think it should have been Risha and Galt, not Risha and Vet. But that's me.
Maybe all
I
3.
don't like Vet. Vet just annoys me. I think it's mainly just her voice, to be honest. Just sounds so whiny to me. I just
How
want to punch her
dare
in the
you?
face.
See, I have this thing because I watched.
She was Mission Veo, god damn it.
You know who she also was? Padme in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's so cool.
So I came to that connect because I was watching the Clone Wars and I was going through the Sith story, and then they talked at the same time, and I was like, oh my god, the stars aligned. But no, I don't know. I mean, obviously, for my favorite companion, Lana.
Yeah.
I mean, my channel motto, I joke about this in streams and stuff, is Lana's love, Lana's life. So it's just kind of a, I don't know. I don't even know why I like her. That's the funny thing.
If we're just
like
knuckling it
Nadia.
down to the ones
Nadia's
that you
pretty
get
cool.
story-wise, I probably would have to say Lana as well, despite how much I kind of don't trust her for some strange reason.
She's got a really good story behind her.
I think
What
it's going to
story
be
is
know
that?
more about her than any of the other companions that you
Like
get
how
in the
you
story,
two,
apart from,
like-
your class ones.
You mean the experience that you go through with Lana?
Yeah.
Because I can agree with you on that.
Well, okay,
Lana's
so
definitely one of the more solid companions.
she's definitely one of the best, or not the best, but the most fleshed out companions, I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then on
Yeah.
top of that, I feel it's also Kira is very fleshed out, and like her or not, Vet's also very fleshed out.
Wow, that is a companion that I did not think about. Kira Carson. She actually had a
Really?
direct connection with this shit,
Mm-hmm.
didn't she?
She was the
Yeah.
Emperor's child.
Yeah, that's
One of
how
them.
she's going to
I
come
did not
back in the
think about
next season. So,
They even have a little
Wow.
cartel pack customization for her where she's technically dark side looking, where she's got yellow eyes and stuff. It's really cool.
That sounds cool. Yeah, I did not think about that. Wow, I wonder how they're going to integrate that then. Because obviously, if you get Kira back and you're having a conversation with Valkyrie, something needs to go down, right?
I feel like if they bring Kira back, which we all know they're going to bring Kira back because everybody loves Kira for some reason. Well, actually, for a very good reason, because Kira's freaking awesome. She's my second favorite companion, besides Lana. But,
Of course.
I mean, look, I
I
could
hate
go
being a
on.
bitch to Kira in my Dark Side Jedi Knight. I really hate it, but it's needed.
Yeah. I feel like if they when they bring her back, if they're gonna do the stupid story crap they do, they could actually integrate Kira being back really well into that. Maybe they do a little flashback on why Kira's back now, because while Valkorion was gone, she sensed it and she went out on the hunt for him or something like that to go take him down. Something like that.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty solid reason to not come back after 5 years.
Okay,
What if there's going to be
real
like
talk,
a Scorned
real talk.
Lovers chapter,
Right?
and where all the love companions come back, and they're all like, "Why didn't you search for us?" Well, we were too busy, like fighting Arkin and getting betrayed.
Well, I think probably something to think about with the companions is that after the Battle of Edessa obviously happened, a lot of people heard about it and knew about what had happened, and at the end of chapter 16, we see a lot of people arriving at Odessa. We have the galaxy's attention. So if our companions are still out there, there is no way in hell that they did not hear about that, and they are not on their way to Odessa right now.
There's no way that like Mako wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? Like just from a lore perspective, I honestly couldn't.
No, absolutely right, because she's got the cybernet thing in her where she can, she sees news instantly in her brain. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I just don't think I think they're gonna wrap in the new companions like they were being held in prison or in carbonite or something like that.
Maybe some just don't give a damn. They just don't want to come back.
Jaisa. Do you guys see that? You know that mail she sends at the beginning?
I remember because I romanced Jaisa.
I got a new man.
The mail she sent. Yeah, I remember the mail she sent when she I was gone for like 5 years. She was like, "It pains me. Why am I crying over a dead man?" It's just like, oh, come on, Jaisa. I'm always just thinking, if I could just reply to you and say, I am alive. But no, the game doesn't allow that.
Would you believe that, though? Would you really believe that?
Would you show up at the meeting spot?
I would have a safe word with Jaisa.
I feel like a safe word's needed. What's your safe word? Sith flakes. Sith flakes. Sith flakes.
Excellent.
Don't you remember, Jaisa? We changed the safe word. Let's carry on.
Oh God. That's how you got way too into it.
I'm just now replying in the chat. Okay, I spelled hi wrong. There we go.
No, you spelled it completely. You spelled it correct completely. Ja.
G.
It's good enough.
Oh my gosh.
OMG.
Although, since we did just talk about needing a safe word with Jaisa, is anybody going to bring up the fact that Vet at some point during your companion conversations brings up the fact that she still has the shot collar and wants to use it?
I did not see that.
I didn't catch that.
No.
Well, were you Warrior? Were you playing through as Warrior? Okay, yeah, you get unique dialogue. So
did you keep?
No, I'm
Was
talking
that
about the
before
companion
she was
conversations,
before
like
she
while
goes?
you're leveling up. So like when you're getting the initial romance with her, anyways, she, like after you guys start banging, she brings up the fact that she has the shot collar and she wants to test it out.
Oh.
So that's during like levels
my.
1 through 50. I'll link it.
Snap!
I'm gonna link it.
Oh.
Please don't.
That is kinky.
All right.
That's my search. Oh my God! That actually had a legitimate. Okay.
Google. Let me get that.
Yeah.
Google shot.
Let's
What?
not share the results that you had.
I just did. It's all in chat right now.
Oh my god.
Vet shock collar romance. Oh my.
It's literally just like 50
Vet
seconds
kinky
of.
shock collar romance. Oh.
I searched "Vet is kinky" on YouTube, and that was the first thing.
Oh my god.
but they're getting
Oh my
demonetized.
god.
I told you it's a thing. Like, I feel like just the Sith Warrior just needs a safe word. Like, it doesn't matter
my God.
male or female. They need a safe word because we all know Malavai's got problems. He's got repressed anger issues. He's got
Malavi. Damn, I
Ven
hate that guy.
literally says, "I might surprise you. I found my old shock collar the other day. Come on." And then they get kinky and whatnot, and I'm just thinking,
let's get physical.
I'm just wondering what was going through the person's mind when they wrote that.
Well, I mean, yeah, at that point,
it's the way she even says it as well. I mean, let me just listen to the way she said it.
I feel bad
She's
for him.
all just like, "I might surprise you. I found my old shock collar the other day. Come on." She doesn't even sound sexy saying it. She could be a bit more sexy, like, "I found my old shock collar the other day."
Look, at that point, you're just a
Come
booty
on.
call. You're just a
Ned
booty call.
Girl. Ned Girl?
Yep, nerd girl.
That's the one. Ned Girl 96. Yeah, nobody cares about Malavi Quinn. Nobody cares.
It was funny. I was
about
looking up
him.
fan art of just Star Wars: The Old Republic in general, and I ran into these little comics, these little comic sequences. This is when the game was, I think, they were made in like 2012, that are just randomly on DeviantArt, and it's like this female Sith warrior going through everything, and she like made a little comic of it. It's really funny, and a lot of it has like just shit to do with Malavi and like him being terrified of her but still banging her. It's hilarious. And that ends
Excellent
my
story.
conversation. Yeah, it was a great story. Okay, I will tell it again if you so wish it.
Speaking of comics, has anyone actually
No.
read the SWTOR, the actual official 3 SWTOR comics that they made?
No,
No.
Nope.
No,
I know
Okay.
one of them has to do with
I
Marvel.
have them. I still need to read them. I've had them for about 2 years now, and it's kind of bothered me that I've never properly read them.
Wait, you physical copy? What is a
Yeah,
physical copy?
I've got physical copy of the 3 comic books that they made.
What?
Are you gonna
Did,
send them to
did you
me?
get like the? Let's read them right now.
Hold on, I think
Is this what we're doing? Book session.
No, I mean I've got the SWTOR encyclopedia right here as well.
Story time.
Everybody gather round.
Let's gather around the screen.
Let's read the first page
We'll
of the
read this
SWTOR
SWTOR thing.
encyclopedia.
On the
Keevan's going to tell us a
audio-only
story.
discussion.
Author's note: Light versus dark, good versus evil, Jedi versus Sith. These are the stories that stick with you. The end. Yeah.
That was a very quick comic.
How many pages? There's about 340 pages of content in this SWTOR encyclopedia, and it literally tells you everything you need to know. Like,
Oh,
all
you're
the
telling me
Between the
companions,
3 different books.
It
everything.
like tells you the companion's age and stuff like that. It's weird.
Yeah. So it's like, what would you like to know about a companion, and I'll go find it. Like, which companion do you want to know about?
old
Can
is
you
Ashara?
find out if
Just
Jacer is coming
pointing
back?
that one out.
How old is Ashara? Wait. 1 second.
Isn't Ashara like
You-
21?
Padawan.
You guys talk. I'll go find it.
She's like 21 or something
Okay.
like that.
She talks like she's 12.
You guys
Ashara?
talk. I'll find it in a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate Ashara. Vividly, like, I just hate Ashara. I
like
hate for
her, but
everything she
it's
stands
like-
for.
It's like dating a 12-year-old.
Somebody's trying to post a link in the chat, but it keeps getting deleted.
I don't know how to resolve this issue unless you follow me on Twitter, in which case you can just send me it on Twitter and I'll link it in the chat. And if you're not following me on Twitter, it's twitch.tv/Kev or twitch.tv. Wow. I didn't know that like Twitter and Twitch were the same thing. Twitter
I can tell
at
you.
Kevon Heath. At Kevon Heath.
I can tell
Hashtag shameless plug.
you that at the start of SWTOR with Ashara, she is 20.
20.
20
Really?
years old.
I believe the correct
Wow.
term is 20 years young. Thank you very much.
Shush. Anyone else want to know anyone else's age at all? Yeah. Kem is over 2,000 years old. I can tell you that.
Well, yeah, because he was with Tulakod.
Yeah.
Okay. What about? I don't know. This is a tricky one.
Nadia
Reese's-
Grill.
Reese's
Nadia.
only 21, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
What?
Isn't Kira like
Oh, yeah,
26?
Nadia Grell.
Reese's only 21. Corso's only 22. Gus is 33.
Oh my gosh, that newest, that last Alliance mission was so stupid. I hated that so much.
Really? I liked it. So, what didn't you like about it?
It could have been that I
wasn't
was just
too
in
bad.
a bad mood at the time. But I always
Okay.
hated Gus anyways. I just
Oh.
don't like him, and I don't know why.
Goal is 54.
Yeah, Galt is old. He's really
Actually,
old.
he's 59 now.
Well, Torian 18, Mako 19.
Wait, what? Torian's
Skag-
18?
Torian was 18 at the start of.
How is Torian 18?
This is prior to KOTFE, by the way. Torian was 18 at the start of SWTOR.
Torian's got better facial hair than I do, and I'm 20. Life isn't fair.
Torian has Musco's facial hair. I've just realised that.
No, he's got Musco's facial hair.
Musco.
Blizz is indeterminate, so we don't know what Blizz's age is. Skag is 37.
Scad.
What?
What?
We know Skadge, but we don't know Blizz. So,
I know, right?
That's a good point. That is definitely a good point.
I'm just trying to find some more. How old was Vet at the start?
Oh, yeah? Okay.
How old was Vet? Come on, where are you?
Oh, you're a lifesaver.
well.
Thank you. Thank you, Awesome. He sent me the link to the DeviantArt comic I was referring to. This is just one of the little panel, like the 3 panels. So if you guys click that in chat.
Look.
Vet was 21 at the start of SWTOR. Jace 21.
How old was
Pierce
Kira? I feel like Kira's like one of the older ones.
Pierce is 29. Malavai was 37, and Brewmark is unknown.
Malavai was 37?
37.
I thought he was like a really high-strung 28-year-old.
Nope, 37.
I will never look at him the same way.
Let's play a game now then. Okay, how old do you think Theron was at the start of SWTOR?
He was in his 30s, like 32.
Anyone else?
like 28.
Sam?
I imagine somewhere in the mid-40s.
Chris is closest. He was 29.
Darn.
Really?
Yes. Nadia, 22.
How old is Lana?
Oh, it doesn't go that far. It only goes like vanilla SWTOR.
But they have Theron?
No, Theron Cedrax.
Oh.
Theron, not Theron.
Oh,
Theron.
Right.
Theron.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Fair and Sean
Yeah,
as well.
Holiday.
No, Theron. Holiday, well, we don't know how old Holiday is. Probably like 3. Actually, didn't she mention her age one time?
Yes.
She was like, oh, I'm like 4 years old. I was like, that's kind of creepy. I distinctly remember that.
How old is Lady Grathan?
Oh, I don't think it tells me that. Oh, you want to know how old Kira was?
Yeah, sure.
20 years old.
Oh, okay.
T7 over 200 years, of course. Scourge over 300 years, of course, we know that though. Rusk 40. Doc 28.
Does it tell you
Yeah.
how old Vishy is?
Oh,
He's centuries old, man.
so yeah.
They say centuries, like that's
You'd have to look
literally
on
all it
his
is.
Wikipedia page for that. Who else? What haven't we gone through? There's some more we distinctly haven't gone through.
Well, if we don't know Vitiate's age, and the only other companion we don't know their age of is Blizz, that means Vitiate's true form isn't True Blood Sith like we thought. It's Jawa.
What?
Yeah,
It's
Conspiracy.
right
It's
there.
clearly Gungan. Let's be real here.
Music go Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
That was way too accurate for my liking.
Yeah, way too good.
I was
PTSD.
maybe about
Triggered.
4 seconds away from burning everything.
Chem over 2,000 years old. Andronikos 35, but in brackets unconfirmed in the book.
So really, he's
Um,
like 60.
Yeah.
Midlife crisis.
Shara's 20, as we said. Talos is 27. Zalek is 24.
Okay.
Really?
Zalek's 24.
I thought Zalek would be like 30. But then that begs the
Could have
question.
been younger because he was an acolyte.
Don't forget, Brewmark's unknown as well, so we don't know Brewmark's age.
No one really cares
Oh,
about
yeah.
Brewmark, though.
Doesn't
I
say
kind
Bryn
of
Mawr
care
Sage.
about Bryn Mawr.
Yeah, Malavai 37, I've already gone through that. I think I've gone through pretty much all of them. I think there's probably like one or two I haven't gone through. Oh, here we go. Inquisitor Companions. Dr. Loken is 65, unconfirmed.
Okay.
Raina is 24. Cleo is 29, unconfirmed.
You mean agent companions? You said Inquisitor.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Imperial Agent. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused. Vector is 26. And Scorpio, less than 5 years. Unconfirmed. Estimated, sorry.
Hashtag real young.
Age programming unknown. So.
Super Slide Gemini.
So yeah.
I've never
That's the
heard that
ages of
before.
most
That
of
was
the
awesome.
companions. There we go.
I made that a thing. Okay, that's mine.
That's
I have no
okay.
idea what you just said, but I like it.
So we each need to have a slogan regarding SWTOR, for our channels. Mine is Lana's love, Lana's life.
Your choices matter. Eventually.
That's Charlie's.
No one's gonna like that one.
No.
It's too real. That's the problem. Sam's is too sly Gemini. What's yours, Chris?
No, it's Super Slide Gemini.
Okay,
Super
I'm
Slide.
sorry. That was the first time I heard it.
I'm still thinking. So
All right. That's not even homework. That's a class assignment. This is class now.
No, that
right.
actually is Chris's slogan. I'm still thinking.
There we go.
Charlie, no, I don't accept it. I don't accept this assignment.
Yeah, it's for his channel, but you don't accept it. You don't approve.
I have to approve. That is the qualifying factor. I have to approve.
No, I would
Right.
need to think of a better one because your choices matter eventually is kind of a crap one. But I don't really know what I could go for.
See,
To be honest.
what I would have to say with you, because I used to watch your videos way before I contacted you. You said you would talk to Malavai all the time.
Yeah, I know.
So it'd probably be
Stuck a lot.
Heal Me Malavai is probably yours. Because you said that a lot.
Heal me,
your playthrough.
Malavai! Heal me!
Yep, that's probably yours.
And then Malavai would be like, the power of Christ compels you!
Or for the Empire, but that's basically the same thing anyways.
The power of the Empire compels you! Yeah, mine should probably be Heal Me, Malavai, or like Sneaky Sneaky, or Frozen in Time, like the things I used to say.
That's who I stole it from.
What, Sneaky Sneaky?
Yeah.
Yeah, you stole it from me. You stole a lot of things from me.
Like what?
It's all coming out now.
My channel.
Your viewer base. Oh.
Yes. You stole my viewer base. You started at the same time as me and got more viewers and subscribers than me. How dare you.
That had nothing to do with the Elder.
No.
That had everything to do with the Elder Scrolls Online and
I
nothing to do
know.
with Star Wars: The Old Republic.
I know.
So,
Damn you, Kieran!
on a meta talk here, since we're just breaking the fourth wall and have broken it for at least the past 2 minutes. Someone want to pick up where I was leaving off? I have no idea where I was going with that.
What?
So,
What?
in the industry, Star Wars has. This will make sense for my viewer base, but Star Wars has borrowed a lot from Guild Wars 2 in their model with the living story, we call it in Guild Wars 2, with this chapter list and introducing new cast of companions like Living Story did. Do you think they're going to subvert what they were doing before, like Guild Wars 2 did? And kill off some major characters in the second act.
All I'm saying is that
Competitive.
if Lana dies, I will quit.
I distinctly remember they were making a massive deal about your companions coming back, and they'd be all like, "Oh, well, your companions could die," and it's like, sorry, how many actually died? Can we recall?
If you choose
there
light
was-
side for the
there
Darth
first,
Mar, that's it.
Darth Mar wasn't a companion. He was more like a shotgun rider.
No, there was what is it? It's a trooper companion. Is it trooper companion? Oh, what is this? What's his name?
Eric Jorgen.
No, that's
Yeah.
no, not Eric. Not Eric. Oh, what's his name? Or, I mean, he could probably die as well, but
Oh,
Tano
I know who
Vic.
you're talking about. Yeah, Tano Vic.
Vic, yeah, that's it, Lieutenant Vic.
Icky Vicky.
Yeah,
I know
you
Vic.
know, he should have been what Malavai was.
Dead?
Malavai should have
Just
been in his place. so
Completely
basically,
erased
is what
from
I'm saying.
SWTOR's existence.
I mean, you got a point there.
So yeah,
Alright,
that was what Arik and Vic, and that's it.
How did you guys want to wrap this up? Because it's
oh,
getting pretty
yeah.
late for me.
Oh, yeah. I guess we can just wrap it up since, I mean, it is late for you guys.
So
how could we?
Final thoughts. You know, we could quickly talk about the HK chapter coming up,
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. Shroud
Yeah,
of
and
Memory.
then just like final thoughts on what KOTET might be.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So, anybody got a...
Shroud of
H-
Memory.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously. Oh, gee, I wonder who that involves. The Shroud, perhaps, which has already been confirmed. I'm glad because I was hoping for a continuation of the Shroud story after the blasted ending of the freaking story at the end of that. You know, oh, spoilers by the way. Oh, you killed the Shroud, hooray! Not really. Cause screw you.
It's pretty funny. I don't know what I'm expecting from that, but I imagine it to be just a one-time type thing. That kind of makes sense. You're gonna play once, and that's it.
I feel like it's just a circle jerk for HK fans. Although I got screwed out of that because I literally had one day where I didn't have subscription, and I don't get it.
You should still be eligible for it. As far as I know, you don't actually have to be subscribed the entire time. You just have to have been eligible for all of the sub rewards.
Oh, okay. Well, if
Did
that's
you get all
how
the
it
sub
is.
rewards?
However, don't hold me to that.
Well, I mean, I don't have the YouTube buttons yet, so no, I don't have all the sub rewards yet. Bad jokes. I'm
What?
sorry. Sub rewards.
He
You're
doesn't. He didn't get his. Silver
I didn't get my
or
play
whatever.
buttons, man. I didn't get the silver
Yeah.
button. I didn't get the gold one for 1 million subscribers yet. I'm still waiting.
You're almost there.
Yeah.
You're almost there. I mean, you're what?
I'm
you're
only
what?
at what 29,000
You're a
subscribers.
third of the way to 100,000, so you'll get something at 100,000.
I'll get something when I'm 60.
4.
That's the way I see it. 64. Okay.
Wait,
When I'm
don't
64.
you get one for? You get one for 100k, then 1 million, and then 10 million, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got a long way to go.
He's just under a third of the way there. So
For the first
I
one.
mean, it's about 2 more years, right?
compared to me,
Pretty
I'm only
much.
a tenth of the way.
Maybe like the channel will keep growing after I'm dead. I'll have my kids do it. Like I'll force my kids to do it. And then maybe their great
they'll dig you back
grandkids will
up,
get
and
something.
they'll put the play button in your grave.
That's how my channel
really
worked,
morbid.
Actually, I literally I could not get subscribers for the life of me, and then I stopped doing my channel for 6 months, and then I came back and I had literally gone up like 400 subs, and for my size channel that's pretty big. And
Yeah,
then
no, that's
YouTube,
just big in general.
Yeah.
So
I still don't
well,
understand how on earth I got 12,000 subscribers. It took it's taken nearly 5 years to get here,
Yeah.
but it's been very slow. It's very gradual. It's just I don't know how I did it. I don't know how starting my SWTOR videos. It just happened really. I was doing some beta videos. People enjoyed it. I carried on with the actual main game, and people kept watching. Compared my videos were terrible because they were laggy to crap. They were absolutely horrendous, and my voice in the videos were terrible. So don't ever watch my older videos because they are nightmare.
everybody go watch
fuel.
them now.
Please
Yeah.
don't. They are nightmare fuel. It's me being like, "Hey guys, it's Charlie. So we're here, and we're here to play some more SWTOR." So
You want
last
nightmare
time-
fuel? Do you want watch my old videos where I'm like, "What's going on, everybody out there on the internet?" That's nightmare fuel. All right,
I think that's what everybody's like though when they start out, right?
Well, mine is all like, "Hello, everybody. It is I, Mr. Charlie Murray."
I mean, I was trying to
more-
copy PewDiePie. And by trying to copy
Why
PewDiePie,
not, right?
I had no idea who he was.
Speaking of PewDiePie, did you hear what happened to his Twitter account?
Yes, but
Yes.
that's completely unrelated to Star Wars. So,
Yes.
final thoughts real quick, and then we'll...
KOTET's, What do you think is going to happen in KOTET?
This entire set of chapters up to chapter 16 has all been one huge setup. We know that, and the next season is going to be awesome. Hopefully.
Yeah. My opinions on it, I'd say half of it was good, or a little bit more than half, and the rest was just a cluster of like disappointment. That's just my general opinion of it. As for KOTET, I'm skeptically excited, if that makes any sense. I'm skeptical that they're going to keep doing the same thing that they did in the last one. I'm hoping that they at least put voice acting for the side quests, because that's something we didn't really talk about, that I just didn't like about the side quests or the alliance missions, is how they they tried to get away with saying, or not doing voice acting by saying, hey, we're bringing back KOTOR in the, you know what I mean? Because they brought up the same kind of UI thing too. But overall, like, KOTFE was pretty okay. I'll go through it, but only as a Force user, because that's the only way it makes sense for me. And then KOTET, I'm skeptically excited for it.
I distinctly remember being in a conference call a long time ago, but just before KOTFE...
In a galaxy far away?
Basically, yeah. Before KOTFE properly came out, and it was sort of like a very small thing, where only I think about 10 or so of us were actually in it. I think Dolphy was there as well, which was kind of cool. And I think James Olin was it? Correct me if I'm wrong. It might be. Well, I say correct me if I'm wrong. You guys weren't even there. And he was saying to me, I posed a question to BioWare, because it was like a phone thing, and I was sort of mentioning about side quests in the game, and he was just basically saying, "Oh, you'll be very glad about about the side stuff. It's come and let me know what you think about all the side stuff that we got coming." So my response is, it was shit.
Side quests?
You disappointed me in the side quests. It wasn't as good as you were making it out to be. And this is something BioWare keeps doing. They just keep hyping something up, and it's never really...
Maybe one day it'll pan out in the grand scheme of things.
One day, like in the very last expansion they'll make for the game.
Look, it could... Now, call me crazy here.
You're crazy.
It could be Lord of the Rings Online. See?
What do you mean by that?
I don't. Yeah.
Like...
What do you mean?
Yeah, no one understands you.
I don't understand what I was saying. I was trying to make a... What was I trying to say with that? I had something in my mind where it made total sense to me, and then I said it, and I was like, I sound like an idiot.
Lord of the Rings Online is terrible. So.
Dead, essentially. That was my point.
Is that where you was going with this?
I think that's where I was going with that. It could, like...
I mean, you could have just said dead.
I know, but I was trying to be more profound, and it shot me in the foot there. So, welcome to my life in a nutshell.
Well, I'm actually pretty hopeful. I noticed a lot of design just improvements in like from 14 on. And I really think that they didn't really know how to do this type of content, but now they have a better handle on it. And I actually think that KOTET's going to be a lot better than Fallen Empire. So
yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, they've had a lot of feedback on that to the Fallen Empire. So if they don't learn from some of the things that was done not so great, then I'll definitely be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to think as well, with all these monthly chapters that were coming out. The first few, you got to think technology-wise, they were pretty poor. There were so many bugs to begin with. It was a bit of a mess in terms of what was going on mechanically.
Yeah.
And then come like these last 3-4 chapters, they've been pretty solid. Yeah, they've had no issues whatsoever. So they've learned from that, and hopefully going forward, they'll sort of learn from their mistakes of how unfinished some of their chapters were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just hope they get the constant enemy thing fixed or figured out.
No more Sky Troopers.
Please, no more. Let's end it with that, okay? No more Sky Troopers. Let's make a
That's how it
petition for
ends.
this or something.
Like-
No more. Oh, Kid Lee's in the chat.
Oh,
Hey, man.
Hi, Kidley.
yes. That's how it's gonna go.